Hey YouTube, Lizzie B here. I wanted to make a video today, and if you've been watching any of my videos, you know I'm always coming from a perspective of just telling my own story, and in a way trying to use my experiences to talk about broader subjects within Jehovah's Witness religion. And one thing that I was reminded of is how, in a sense, I've had it pretty easy in regards to the organization when it comes to leaving. For example, I wasn't shunned yet. Maybe I'm being shunned. I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'm being shunned because the people who I associated with that were Jehovah's Witnesses, I wasn't really close with anyway. I would rather say, because there are a few that I was very close with, but I would put it as the people that I was around as a Jehovah's Witness. I wasn't around on a regular basis. I only saw them at the Kingdom Hall, and then once I moved out here, I didn't really befriend any of their friends out here. I was never in a situation where they were my only support system. I had friends outside of the group. My entire family is not Jehovah's Witnesses except a few. And again, I was never really up under them anyway. So there was really not a lot of leverage for the organization in terms of punishing me or extorting me and making me feel like I needed to stay. There was nothing to blackmail me with, you know what I mean? And in that sense, I was very, very lucky. I was very blessed. But one thing I wanted to talk about is why I was never really, that's never been my support system. And I touched on it a little bit with my first video, with my waking up video. But with this video, I want to talk about it a little bit more because there are some aspects to it that go beyond just me knowing that I needed a support system outside of the group. I'll tell you why. When I was 12, my mom was disfellowshipped. And being that I was young and my sisters as well, this was hard for us. You know what I mean? This was very, very hard. It was hard for us because in school we weren't the popular kids. We were definitely teased and we stood out because of our beliefs. And so on top of the fact that, we didn't really, we had a hard time at school. And my mom was also having a hard time within the organization, like with the other videos I've mentioned that, a lot of the pioneers and a lot of sisters, there's a lot of cliques. And our congregation was very puritanical, as I mentioned before. And so there was a lot that we were up against. And so we worked extra hard to do the right thing and to be everything that we were told we needed to be. But my mom got disfellowshipped. And it was devastating. And I'm not saying that I begin to know what someone might feel like being completely separated from their parents, or from their children, or from just their entire social circle. But I will say in that instant, it was devastating to us in our family because it felt like, I felt like, oh no, now we don't fit in at school. Now we're not going to fit in here. This is the only place where people are nice to us, and I just remember, I wanted to die. I remember wanting to die. And mind you, my mother was disfellowshipped. We were not disfellowshipped. We were 12. We barely even knew what the situation was. We just knew that she'd been disfellowshipped. She warned us it was going to happen. I just remember being so angry at my mother. I was so angry at her. And I wanted to die. And it was a really, really tough time because, you're a kid, you're dealing with all these hormones, all these new things. I think that was the year I got my period. It was just, everything was coming at me. Life was horrible and I just wanted to die. I just wanted it to be over. I wanted to be in a new system. I wanted it to be over. But I felt like I was a bad person. I felt like I felt like God was punishing me. And I could only imagine what my mother must have felt like. But I remember as a kid, the entire congregation turning on us. And we were children. We were not the ones that were disfellowshipped, but we felt like we were disfellowshipped. And at the time, I remember my twin sister, and mind you, she's one of the most reasonable people ever in life that you will ever meet. And she puts things into perspective. She's quick. And so at the time that it happened, my sister said, these people are treating us like this and we're just kids. And, I never really thought about it like that. Even then, I listened to what she said, but I wasn't hearing her. I was just enveloped in my sadness. I went into this depression that, lasted for years. I was depressed for years. And I remember her saying that these people are treating us like this and we're kids. What kind of grown-ups are they? What kind of grown-ups treats kids like this? And we are not even disfellowshipped. She said, we're not even Jehovah's Witnesses. So why are they treating us like this? And we would see them everywhere, and they would just not speak to us. And these are people that every time you see them, they want to give you a hug, or they're the ones offering us this or that. And, my mom having to be like, slow down, ask me first and that kind of thing. It stopped. It was brick wall, everybody. And it was devastating. I just remember being devastated. But I don't forget things. I'll forgive. I can move on, but I don't forget. And I'm loyal to a fault. I will be your best friend. But that was something that changed my DNA. And the reason I say that is because from that moment on, I never looked at the friends the same. I never, ever, ever felt like these are people that you can trust, and this because it happened to us at such a young age in our formative years. I couldn't shake it. So my mom got reinstated a few years later, and it was years, and she was regularly went to the Kingdom Hall and everything to get reinstated. But, she got reinstated a few years later, and my sister was like, to hell with this religion. She was out of there. My older sister was the same, to hell with this religion. But me, I would try and go, but to support my mom and that kind of thing. But then, whatever, I went to college and, whatnot. And I've told you about my journey thus far with that. But let me tell you, when I would go to the Kingdom Hall, people would smile on my face and I'd smile back. And, I got the love bombing and everything, but I knew in the back of my mind, always, forever will be that feeling, that empty, that heavy feeling of knowing what it's like when these people turn on you. And I couldn't get rid of it. And I'm thankful for that, because I see so many people come in and they see that love bombing and they're ready, ready to receive all the love. And I knew, I know what it feels like I know what it feels like to, when they turn it off, and when it goes the other way, it turns into hate. It's not just ignoring you. It's hate, and it's violent. You know what I mean? And people think that, you can, what is sticks and stones and all that, but it's definitely a form of violence. And for us, it was, I know it was devastating. For me, it was particularly devastating. And I remember, I had suicidal thoughts. I totally understand, how someone could be driven to kill themselves. I was only 12. And I felt that heavy sense of loss, that heavy feeling of emptiness and depression and guilt, and just, it was, all kinds of terrible feelings. And I never forgot it. And so as an adult growing up, I always knew that, I didn't choose the best friends out in the world either. I'm not going to say that I made all these good decisions. I did not. I surely did not. I promise you I didn't. But I knew that I needed a social circle outside of the organization, because I was always ready for when they turned. I said, they can do a million things, but they're never going to catch me off guard. And for that, I am thankful. And that is the advice that I would give anybody who is studying with Jehovah's Witness, anybody who is a Jehovah's Witness, anybody that is thinking of transitioning out. Be smart. First of all, have an income, go to school, do whatever you got to do to get a good job. And so have that, and then have a nice social circle. If you don't have a social circle, get a dog. If you're able to take care of one, or get a cat, get something first. Build your way up. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to give them so much leverage that if they take away their love, which they are very capable of doing, it's not really love if they, they're extorting you with it. If they can do that, you don't want to fall apart. It's very possible to do that, to become connected to these people to the degree that you think it's not in them. It's in them. It's in all of them. So just know that. And, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today, is just, having that backup. Make sure that that, first of all, be grounded in yourself and know that you are special, you are important. Don't let these people make you believe that you're not worthy of love, because you are. So that's my video. I think I said everything I needed to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. And have a great day. Bye.